Welcome to this week's episode of Healing Hearts with Michelle. Before I jump in to this week's topic, which is presence, I wanted to go over a couple of admin-y things with you. First one, pretty obvious. I have changed the name of the podcast, and I have also changed the name. I guess I've rebranded it a little bit as I really think about and consider what it is that I do. So I'm changing it from the Broken Hearts Club to Healing Hearts, because that's more in line with what I do. I'm here, and apparently the birds in the background, if you can hear them, are agreeing with me. My job, my purpose, my work is all around helping women overcome the impacts of their toxic, unhealthy, or abusive relationships, or even just nursing their heart and helping them to feel empowered and moving into the life that they desire and they deserve, just bringing them into a brighter future. And so I feel like Broken Hearts Club probably doesn't really represent that. What I'm doing is I'm helping them heal their heart. So I wanted to change everything to reflect what it is that I actually do in a clearer way. Yes, the people that I work with probably do have broken hearts or are feeling brokenhearted. What I'm doing is I'm guiding them to healing their heart. So change, rebranding, whatever you want to call it, I just feel it's more aligned with what I do, and a better description of the work that I do. And it's interesting because my word for this year was alignment and aligned action. And the more episodes I was doing of the Broken Heart Club, I was feeling like it wasn't really in true alignment of what I was doing, because it's not a true representation. It doesn't truly reflect what I'm doing. I'm helping people heal their hearts. So there's that change, which minor, but feels massive and feels quite good to myself. And this year I'm all about doing things that feel good, feel aligned, that keep me in alignment, hence the word aligned for this year. The other thing I wanted to remind you of is the Empowered You retreat that is coming up in the middle of May. There are still a few spots available if you would like to take part in that, find out more information. I'll put the link in the show notes. It is going to be an amazing weekend, and I cannot wait to spend this quality time with these women away from the distractions of everyday life and helping them to step into their power and unlock their potential. It is going to be massively transformational for them. So I cannot wait to see how that all unfolds. It's going to be magic. I think that's it. That's all the admin stuff. It's out of the way. So let's jump into this week's episode. I wanted to talk to you about presence because this has been huge for me. It helped me in so many ways. And there are actually some really powerful benefits of being present and having more awareness. But I think the biggest thing is not even having the awareness. I mean, the awareness is definitely a necessity for healing and moving forward and knowing what parts of yourself are holding you back and what parts of you might be wounded, what things you may need to unlearn to see the beauty in who you are and your authentic self. However, presence is this powerful tool because what has happened in our past has happened, and we can't change that. We can't erase it. But we sometimes get stuck in it, which then brings us feelings of anxiety and worry. And then we have those moments where we're overthinking things and it's like, oh my gosh, remember that time? Okay, I used to have this reoccurring memory that would pop up for me. And it was like, how embarrassing that this happened. I had these boots that I absolutely loved. We're talking teenage years. And they had the hook for the laces at the top. And sometimes the shoelace on the other shoe would get caught in the hook on the other shoe, and I would fall on my ass. Not pretty, kind of embarrassing. But there was one time this happened, and it happened in front of a couple of boys that I knew. So embarrassing. My friend didn't help me get up. She pissed herself laughing. I probably would have done the same if it was me. However, there used to be this period in time where this memory, good old mind, when you're having a quiet moment, remember that time you were so embarrassed, how shameful you fell over. And this memory would keep coming back, and I would just feel the embarrassment again. And the thing is, I can't change that. And the people that saw that probably don't even care anymore. And the thing is, when we either get stuck in the past or we start worrying about the future, we're missing out on what happens now. And these memories that come from the past cause us these feelings that we don't need. And they're unnecessary because we can't change the situations that happened. Now, obviously, when we're dealing with things like trauma or, big events that we're trying to work through, that's fine, but we don't want to be stuck in the memory. We want to be using the memory as a way to either fuel us, to show us the parts of ourselves that we might want to change, the things that we learned from that situation that don't serve us, that we have to unlearn. The past is useful in some ways, but when we get stuck in it and it's causing us these feelings of shame, of embarrassment, of guilt, we can't change it. And when we're present and we're in the moment and we're being where we are, we're being in this moment right now, this is the only thing that matters right now, because this is the experience that we're living. So learning to, just thanks memory for that, but I'm just going to focus on what I'm doing now, whatever that is. Sometimes it's even just trying to go to sleep. But bringing ourselves back to this moment, and we can do that by grounding in, noticing what's around us, running through our senses, drawing our sensations to something that's happening in the present moment, looking at something, feeling our feet on the ground, breathing, something to bring us back and ground us into this moment. It's the same again when we want to ground away from our worries of the future. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. When we start worrying about the future, this can cause us anxiety because we're so caught up in the things that we think that we need to have or should be doing or how life is meant to look. And it's going to change. It's going to change based on the actions that we take in this present moment. So being more present so that you can take the aligned actions to get to where you want to go to, that's what we need to be worrying about. Not worrying about what happens if we don't get the things that we want or how things should look, or worrying like my brain used to run off on these. Absolutely, it would just run to these points of things that would not even happen. Like I used to worry about, if I do this and then I'm going to have no money and then I'm going to lose my home and then I'm going to be homeless. No, because there's no way that people in my life would let me be homeless. But we can get so caught up in this worry and anxiety and lose what's happening now. What happens now in this moment is what changes our future. So again, bringing yourself back to this moment, because now is what we have power over. Now is where we can control things. Now is where we can start making the plans, the actions, the decisions that are going to help our future. Now is the time when we can heal, learn, grow from our experiences from the past, not getting tied up in them, just using them as a lesson. Coming back to this moment in time, because this moment in time right now is all that we really have control over. It's the only thing that we can influence. It's the only thing that we are living. We are living in this moment. Presence also brings us in so that we are able to build the connections that we want with our family, with our friends, with our partner. If we're not present and we're not in the moment, we can't see what actions may be hurting people around us. We can't understand what they might need from us, what we might need for ourselves, because we're distracting ourselves with so many things. We're distracting ourselves with activities, things to do, things to keep us busy. So we're not being present in a powerful way to understand what we need, how we can help our relationships improve, even just to be present for our children's activities. to build those relationships and form those bonds that are so, so important. Bringing ourselves back to now, this is the important stuff. This is what will help you move forward. It will help you let go of the ties of the past, because when you're present, you can see the areas that you need to work on. You can see the areas that are causing you angst and worry that might be stopping you from moving forward into the beautiful life that you want. We're caught up in worrying about the future. We're causing ourselves to get angry and anxious and worried and stressed. We also don't need that, because it is so bad for the body to be stressed. When we're in stress for long periods of times, the health implications are huge. So bringing yourself back to this present moment, what is happening now, having your attention on one thing and stop distracting yourself with all these things, allows things to have more power and to be able to move and mold your life in the way that you want it to. It also helps you to build those strong foundations with your families and friends, so that you can have those beautiful relationships that you want, those connections, those deep connections with your children, with your partner, with your friends, with your family. Being present allows you to have those moments because your brain is here in this moment. It's not worrying about something from the past or the future. It's here and it's now. The presence has so much power and can serve you so, so well. You just have to allow yourself to come into this moment. And this, for me, becoming more present and aware, helped me understand why I kept repeating the patterns that I was repeating, why I was feeling angry or frustrated with certain things and situations. It also helped me understand why I was reacting in certain ways and what I could do to stop that and act more proactively or more thoughtfully, or come from a place of more awareness. So being present really helped me to allow myself to understand myself on a deeper level and build a deeper connection with myself, which is also an extremely powerful thing, because then you fully understand who you are, what triggers you have, why things are upsetting you, and what you can do to help yourself move through life with more ease and without the stress and with more calm and with more chill, and understand how to regulate yourself, understand the emotions that you're feeling, also get comfortable with those emotions that you're feeling and know that they're not bad, that they might be a little bit overwhelming, but when you sit with them, they allow themselves to move through you and out of you oh so quickly. So having this sense of presence is so powerful with you and can help you in so many ways moving through your life and just allowing you to be here, to be still. And that's why people like, I know Gabby Bernstein talks about it a lot, and people like, she tells people to slow down, to pause, and everyone's like, oh, but it's so true. When we slow down, when we pause, it allows us to be more present. So this is how you bring more presence into your life. Slow it down. Stop trying to multitask, one thing at a time. It's actually been proven that multitasking is actually less productive. You're better if you can focus on one task, you get it done, and you can move on to the next quicker, because you're actually interrupting your brain as well from the thought processes. So you might be in a really good thought process run, and then something comes in and it interrupts that. It takes you a while to get back to it. So multitasking, actually not that great or super productive. There are times when it's essential, yes, but having that focus on what's happening now and having focus that is projected on the one thing allows you to become connected with that. And, depending on what it is, it allows you to move through it quicker so you can get to the things that you want to do, like spend time with your children, your partner, have some relaxed time. So how do you do it? I've mentioned slow down, pause. I've mentioned grounding yourself into the moment. Mindfulness practices also help with becoming more present. So that would be, you could become, as you're eating food, just slow down a little bit, taste the food, feel the texture, and just allow yourself to come into that moment of what you're eating and how that makes you feel, and really connecting with that. Another one that was given to me when I was doing my meditation teacher training was mindfulness is when you wash up. So feeling the water against your skin, the temperature of the water, how it makes you feel, the bubbles, the cloth, how whatever you were cleaning, how that felt, and how, you just felt in that moment. And just being present and just being mindful of what you're doing. So you don't even have to really connect in with how you're feeling, because that then takes it to another level, but just being present in what you're doing, noticing the sensations on your skin, what you can smell, how things feel, temperatures, I don't know, aromas, taste, hearing things. It's just really running through those senses and being present in the moment. When you're doing that, you're also giving the person that you're with, if you're doing it with your children or your partner or your friends or family members, when you're present, you're actually giving them all of your attention, which builds that connection with them. It makes them feel like they matter. And it helps. Sometimes when we slow down and we have those moments of presence, it gives us an opportunity to really look at a person and to just go, wow, look at you, look at, I don't know if it's your child, look at what I've made, look at how far you've progressed, look at my partner. I'm so glad that I'm with you, looking at your friends going, you're pretty awesome as a friend. Like, I'm lucky to have you in my life. When we stop and we have that presence with people and we're connecting with them, it really allows for us to pause and be in the moment and actually understand and build on that connection, build on the relationship that we have. These are all the beautiful things that come from presence. It helps you to feel more connected with people. It helps you to stop the anxiety and the worry and the stress that comes into play when we start thinking of the past and we're thinking of the future. Being more present in this moment allows you to live in a place that is more peaceful, more calm. When you're present, you also can feel your emotions rising. So if stress starts to rise, you know how to counteract that. You know how to counterbalance. You know how to regulate your emotions. You can pause before you respond. And these are all really powerful tools that will serve you so, so well, overcoming a relationship, moving through life in an empowered way, just to bring more chill to your life. For me, I went from someone who was very stressy, warrior, control freak, wanted to control all the things. When I became more present, it helped me build my relationships. It reduced my stress. It allowed me to be aware of how I was interacting and showing up, and just seeing the impact as well that I was having on other people. Not that I was saying, I'm not like I was a horrible person, but sometimes I would be a bit short or a bit rude, and I didn't want to be that way. And I am hopefully not that way anymore. I'll probably have my moments, but it just, having that presence allows you to become more aware. When we're aware, that can help us improve the things that we want to improve, unlearn the things that we don't want to keep hold of because they're holding us back. Awareness is something I want to talk about in the coming weeks, but having that sense of presence will really help you, as I've said, let go of the stress, the worry. It will bring you back to this moment and help you build stronger relationships and have more awareness of yourself. And we do that by grounding, mindfulness activities, running through your senses, slowing down, not multitasking. Stop all the distractions that you have going on. And just bring more presence into your life. I would love to hear how you go with bringing presence in and taking some moments just to come to the now, and just sometimes telling those thoughts, thanks, I see you, but I'm not going to listen to that today, or we don't need to worry about that because so many things could change between then and now. Can I change it in this moment? No, then we don't need to worry about it right now. Bring ourselves back to this presence to allow yourself to have more calm and chill. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I hope it's given you some insight into the power of presence and how it can help you, and also how to invite more presence into your life. so that you can build stronger connections and relationships with other people and also with yourself, because we're also all about empowering you. And this is a very powerful step in getting that connection going so that you can just become more connected in with yourself and then see what opens and transpires from there. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you feel someone would benefit from hearing it, please share, subscribe. If you want to follow me on socials, please do so at Michelle_Garbutt. If you are interested in the Empowered You Retreat, don't forget, details down below in the show notes. Thank you so much for joining me today and listening to the podcast. And love to hear what you think about me changing the name as well to Healing Hearts. It definitely lights up something inside of me, and I hope it does the same for you and is more explanatory of what I do. And I don't know, explains, is just a deeper connection for me of like a real expression of the work that I do. And so I hope you can see that connection coming through. Again, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next week. Ciao for now.